Hello, soul family. How are you? It's Kamara with Rooted Futures. How have you been? I want to thank you all for supporting this brand new channel. Thank you for taking a listen to my last reading. All of those people who follow me on TikTok who came over, I really appreciate your support. I'm glad that we are connected. If this is your first time here with the Rooted Futures reading, know that I'm on TikTok with the same name, and would love to connect with you there as well. This is a brand new channel. I tend to come from a perspective of spiritual growth, whether we're reading about love, career, finances, other relationships. I come from a perspective of spiritual growth, and I love to channel and listen to the input of my ancestors and spirit guides, and who all sit at the feet of spirit. So those well ancestors, those well spirit guides that are here to assist not only me, but my soul tribe, who are the people connected with me and in these spaces. So thanks so much. This reading is going to be about your next relationship. Your next relationship, and it's a pick a card. We're going to do 3 groups. And this next relationship, what is it about? We're going to pick 3 groups, 3 cards to represent a group. And then if you haven't done a pick a card, you kind of concentrate on the image or the group. It might be a number that's you're seeing, or a particular thing with the image that resonates with you. And then you would go with that group. Sometimes people listen to the whole entire, all 3 groups. Some people just pick one group. Some people pick more than one. So know that there could be a message in all the groups for you, or maybe just one. So whatever you have time for. I tend to do these pick a card readings in a more extended fashion when we talk about relationships. And check out some of my other readings if you don't have a lot of time to get into extended readings. There will be shorter readings as well. So welcome. Now let's talk about your next new relationship. Who will that be, and who is group number 1? Group number 1, ooh, the ocean. That's group number 1. Group number 2 is Gnosis, or Gnosis. And group number 3 looks like this card. The Shapeshifter. Very nice. So if you want to go by numbers, there's numbers on these cards. I believe this one is, what is this one? The Roman numerals. I think this one is 15. And this one is maybe 45. You all let me know if I'm wrong. And this one is 35. Okay. So these are your 3 groups. What is, who is your next, who's coming towards you in your next new love relationship? We're going to get into the details of this person and what the relationship's about, what they like about you. So we'll try to get more and more details here. So take a moment and reflect. The timestamps will be below. If you haven't had a chance yet, please follow or like this video, follow my channel, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so that you get notifications when I do new readings. Okay, take care. Hello, group number 1. Thank you for joining me in this pick a card. Remember that all of my readings are cross-gender, cross-sexuality. I do my best to kind of neutralize or be very inclusive of all of the different identities that come across in these decks. And when necessary, please transpose things that feel like it suits you. Maybe I'm reading something that I interpret as you, but you start to realize that the other person might be you. The energy of the other person might be you. So, you know, do your best to kind of figure out, does the energy and some of the things that are being said, does that apply to you? But also be discerning. Like, you do not have to accept everything in this reading. It's very much a general reading. So take what information feels right for you and leave behind the other information that doesn't fit for you. And if you need to, pick a different group or go to a completely different reading on my channel, and there is no offense. So with that being said, group number 1, you chose the Ocean card. Now let's take a minute to kind of look at this card. And I just want to show it to you up close in case you want to see it. So this Ocean card, I think it's very interesting because water in general, as you might know, signals emotions. And what I'm getting here is that this person has a lot of depth to them. D-E-P-T-H, depth. This is someone who thinks at a deeper level. They could be a water sign, or they just could have, and they feel, I'm hearing from Spirit, they feel at a very depthful level. So they're very much in contact with their emotions, how they feel. They may even communicate that way, like how they are feeling about things. This is a person who's really highly intuitive, maybe even psychic. Because this person, there is something that is a resource for them underneath the water, meaning that they use their unconscious as a resource. So this person may be very in touch with their dream life. This person may be very in touch with their intuition and their psychic knowing. And there's a way in which I also get from this energy of this new relationship that's coming towards you, group number 1. This person connects with deep ancient knowledge. Deep, very ancient knowledge. This might be someone who's a historian, like they really like to look into historical philosophies and cosmologies, or this can just be a person that at the ancestral level, they are connected to very ancient lineage, their ancient lineage. I'm also hearing from Spirit that it's sometimes, which is kind of giving me a Pisces vibe, sometimes they go to dark places. And it's not to scare you, group number 1, it's just to let you know that when they are not feeling that well, or when they are feeling down, they may go to really deep, shadowy places. And that doesn't mean that they don't emerge from them. I'm just saying that they can go there, because I think a part of their nature is to want to root things out, to know that if there is a problem, they're going to go and search the depths of who they are. They're going to search the depth of the whole relationship. Before they make some kind of decision, they would have done all of the inner exploration. And some of that inner exploration, we all know this, includes shadow work, includes facing yourself and some of the patterns that you may have that you're bringing to the relationship. So I get that this is a person who's not superficial at all. Surprise, surprise. They're not superficial at all, group number 1. This is a person who I think that they would take your relationship very seriously. Now we have to see what the relationship is all about, and we have some oracle cards here. In fact, I'm going to show you, there's 2 cards that I picked that will be for the end of the reading. This will be Spirit's final message for you regarding the relationship, and this will be a secret message that will be revealed to you for you to interpret. And then we have some oracle cards that I've already shuffled and picked, group number 1, just for the sake of time for some of these readings. I will lay these out, and I'm seeing these for the very first time as well. I kind of just picked them without looking at them. But first, group number 1, let's get into who this person is. Let's see what their character or who this person is. I love it. Father Sky. Trust in the unknown. Did you get that right away? Group number 1. So Father Sky, I would say in this deck, represents kind of Emperor energy. You have this eagle here. You have someone who's very mature. Someone who can see at a broader perspective. And that's what I mean. Like, this person could be an air sign but have water qualities, or vice versa. They could be a water, mostly they could have a lot of water in their chart, but very much something that in terms of their the depths that they go to, that's very much represented by an air sign or air in their chart. Now, we all have all aspects, all signs in our chart. So this could even be that this person's, there's particular air signs in their chart that have some kind of, what do I want to say, position that make water and air work very well together. So they're very much not only in touch with their mind. This is probably a person who meditates in a very serious way, but this is also a person who's in touch with their emotions. But I think the thing that you want to know here about the Father Sky energy, group number 1, and again, this could be across genders and sexuality. So this is a person who's mature. Depending on how old you are, this is a person that's most likely older than you. This is someone who's learned from their experiences, someone who is not quick to react, not reactionary. This is a person who's like, okay, this happened, let me zoom out and look at everything. Let me take stock of everything, including myself, so that I can see the issues from the right perspective. This is someone who I think is going to be very thoughtful in how they deal with you, group number 1. They're going to be very aware of how they're showing up. And I'm kind of getting intuitively, Spirit is showing me that some of you may have not been in a relationship for a long time. And so when you come together with this person senses that they need to take things slower with you, that they're not going to be rushed to judgment, that they're not going to like hold everything you say, even if you say something with anxiety behind it or fear behind it. This is not a person that's like, oh, I'm out of here. This is a person that's going to really stick with you and give you all the chances. I'm just hearing that. Give you all the chances you need. Outside of, like, you know, they definitely are not someone who takes disrespect. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. They're definitely a strong divine masculine kind of energy coming from them. Emperor energy means someone who's very knowledgeable, someone who's very confident. And so this is not someone, and when you have the eagle here too, this is someone who's very expansive, very much in warrior energy, and at the same time so in touch with their emotions, so in touch that they can be connected to you emotionally, group number 1. This is a very powerful person. And if some of you have not, or if some of you have are in the beginning of your relationship journey, meaning you're a little bit young. This will be someone who's considerably older than you, but not like too old, but just someone who's more experienced, or they carry that energy. Like people will say, you look young, but there's a way in which I feel like you're so wise. Like this person might hear that all the time, that they're wise, and that people come to this person with their problems, with their issues. So this person may be part of a healing profession. This person may be part of some kind of profession that provides counsel. They could be a lawyer, they could be a doctor, they could be a therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist. You know, like they're a person. They could even be, I'm hearing from spirit, in some cases, they might even be a religious, spiritual figure. You know what I mean? Someone that people go to for their wisdom, for their grounded, expansive approach. So let's look at the tarot, the oracle cards that we have here right now that I picked earlier. And I'm going to put that over here. Put that. I think I'll put that here. I'll put these still here. I'll just stack them on top. Follicular phase. This is kind of like cycles. Blue moon. Keeper of the earth. The initiation. We have visionary. And we have beggar. Let me see if all of these are in the shot. Maybe. And we also have, with the romance cards, deception and worth waiting for. So let me take a look here. I think that this person sees you, group number one, as someone who is very much in their growth phase. They regard you as someone, this might even be in the beginning of your relationship. They see you as someone that they want to nurture because they see you growing. They see the way that you, it's kind of like they see you as the seed that's sprouting. They see you as a person that's really coming into their own. And I think that they are very supportive of you that way. They want to see you reach the heights that you should reach, group number one. You see the sun here? They want you to be very successful. And so what they do is, in their authenticity, because whenever there's kind of this naked body, this naked being showing up, and you see how they're holding the plant so gently, the sprout as it sprouts from the earth, that is, that really gives me the sense of their essence, group number one. They're such a gentle soul. And they're someone who, they're so expansive and authentic, and they want to make sure that you get everything you need, the nutrients I'm hearing that you need to be very successful in life. This is a person that's going to give you their wisdom, give you maybe in some cases the material resources you need to succeed. This is a person who very much wants to see you do well. And there's something about the timing of this relationship, maybe around the blue moon. I have to find out when the blue moon is exactly. I think that's a winter moon, but we'll find out. Maybe look that up, the blue moon, the next blue moon. I think because of this relationship, group number one, you are going to reach this relationship, group number one, and I'm kind of getting this. This is not so much about the person, but it's about you, group number one. This relationship is going to put you in a 9 situation, meaning wish fulfillment, meaning that you are close to being in a 10 cycle. So this relationship is going to help you grow so much. I can kind of see some symbolism of Aquarius here, group number one. So you might be an Aquarius, or it just might be during an Aquarian season, like the season of Aquarius. You are going to find that you are able, what I get here is a couple of things. If you have been looking at trying to become successful in some kind of career endeavor, you will find that success with the help of this new partner. If you have been looking to do some specific healing that involves like emotions, that involves your mental health, you will find success with the support of this new partner in a blue moon season, which again could be around Aquarius, or it could be whenever the next blue moon is. This person, going back to the archetype of this person is a visionary, group number one. It says here, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. That again speaks to me, group number one, about the nature of this person. This is such a gentle, kind, and generous soul. They see in you things that you don't see in yourself, group number one. When they come into relationship with you, and I'm going to say this, and I don't want to discourage you all, I very much see that they love you, but this may at first not be a romantic, they may not think that you all will have a romantic relationship. I think the reason why is maybe the age difference, but you know, I've seen a couple of readings like that where the person is older, not so sure that they would be attractive to you. I don't think that they have that kind of insecurity, but I guess they're wondering, maybe they're too old and maybe you are so young, you have more of your life to live. That could be a situation for some of you. But here's what I'm going to say. This person, the visionary attributes that they have, it shows someone who can see the value in things that most people don't see. So in you, group number one, they see your potential immediately and they want to nurture it. They want to grow it. And what they also come through is as the beggar. And so the beggar is confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So this beggar, and both have shadow attributes, but Spirit is saying to focus on the light attributes first, is that this person is going to see in you, group number one, things that you don't see in yourself, but also things that you kind of feel you're deficient at. This person is going to help you get to a place where you feel more confident about who you are, group number one. They are going to teach you in a way that's not about just handing things over to you, but helping you to exercise the muscle of success. You see how this person has their eyes covered? It's almost saying to me, group number one, that in some aspects of your growth, you really feel like you just don't know always what to do. It could be that you started a business, but you're not so clear on the financial pieces or the bookkeeping. It could be that you started school, but there's some core classes you're just not so clear on. it's almost like you see this person has wheels around them. There's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of like, how am I going to do this? And this person comes in, group number one, and they don't want to see you suffer, not with knowledge that they already have. So they're willing to share that knowledge, and this is how they'll do it. They won't say, oh, let me do your finances for you. They'll say, let's sit down and I'm going to explain to you how to do everything, and I'm going to show you why you do it the way that I've done it. You know, like I'm going to show you the why and the how, and you can decide what way you want to do it. So the way that they even support you, group number one, is that they want you to have a good foundation. They want you to be successful in your own right, group number one, which again goes to this person who is really selfless. They don't want later for you to be like, oh, it was because of my partner that I made it. Even though they, you know, like you both know that might be true, this person doesn't want the accolades. They want you to stand in your own power because they see how powerful you are. And they think that anything they do to help contribute to you being successful is just because you didn't have access to those resources. They're not thinking they're anything special. I hope you get the energy of that, group number one. And so, keepers of the earth, you're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you. Again, group number one, this is a person who works with their ancestors, but they're ancient ones. And so this person gets a lot of their wisdom and inner knowing from like divine ancient systems. This person could come from a culture that's steeped in a really old spiritual practices. And in that, I think that they come to you with this same knowing that you're not alone. You don't have to do everything alone. I'm here to help you. I'm here to be of a support to you in any way that I can. They consider their spiritual practice is very much about compassion and helping others, being a collaborator with others. That's part of their spiritual practice. It's interesting, group number one, because you have the initiation card and it says rites of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. I think with this person, this relationship, this next relationship, group number one, it is an initiation for you. For some of you, and this is really emotional, you've never experienced someone being so selfless, so compassionate, so desiring to want to assist and help you without strings attached, without judgment. And so group number one, I feel from spirit that this is going to be an initiatory love relationship. One where you learn the foundation of what true love really is. It is not people using you. It's not people trying to control you. And this person will show you what that love really is, group number one. Yeah. This person is not a person who wears a false mask. There's nothing, I think in the past you've had to deal with a lot of people who presented one way, and then later you found out they were totally just performing. And so that is why I said in the very beginning that this energy, group number one, they're going to take things slow because they see that you've been hurt in the past through deception. They see that other people have taken advantage of your goodwill and your kindness and your love. And for them, this is something that's so beautiful how these two cards came up. This is something worth waiting for them. That's why I said in the beginning, I'm not sure if they're going to lead with like a heavy, hot and heavy energy towards you, even though I get that they're very attracted to you. There's so much like authenticity. There's so much like nakedness in these cards. Like, ooh, I just, you know, like I'm loving your body. I'm loving nature. They see you as like this really beautiful, divine being, you know, group number one. And they think this is worth waiting for. Like they are so willing to take their time with you, assist you with any of the things you need assisting with. And there's no real agenda to say that they have to be your next lover. There's like no agenda that way, group number one. They're just kind of like, if it happens, they would be very, very happy. And at the same time, I kind of get this feeling, and we'll go into it with the tarot cards. I kind of get this sense that they might think that they're a little too old for you. I think not too old, but thinking you're in a different life cycle than them. And maybe you just don't need to be attached to them that way because they are older. Some of those thoughts are coming up. I don't want to say they're doubts. I just want to say some of those thoughts are coming up, group number one. So let's get into the tarot reading. I see with them, yeah, before I even shuffle, you've got the Seven of Cups here. They think you have a lot of choices. That could be why too. They see that a lot of people are interested in you, group number one. So they don't want to necessarily step in as this like older energy and say, hey, you know, what about me? Like, I think that they're willing to let you even grow in your love relationships. There's something about them wanting you to have all the experiences you need in life to succeed, and maybe they're thinking they're not part of that romantic stage of your life. That's kind of just what I'm getting for some of you. So let's see about, tell me more, Spirit, about this next relationship, love relationship. Ten of Cups in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This person, group number one, yeah, I kind of feel like they wonder if they are the one that's supposed to be bringing you to your Ten of Cups moment. You know, like the one who's going to marry you, the one who's going to, you know, be in forever relationship with you. They're kind of wondering about that. They do have the cups for you, but they're wondering, am I the person to do this for, group number one? And I think at some point they've been thinking about this, and I see what happens here with the Hermit in terms of it being reversed is that they start to shift out of this. Maybe they start to see themselves as having those thoughts are really doubts, or there's some way in which they're kind of still trying to figure that out. But that doesn't stop them from helping you, group number one. In fact, the Knight of Pentacles, they're offering you everything that, you know, a future partner would be offering you. Like, that's not letting them stop being generous with you. Let me ask about this Ten of Cups, though. Can you clarify, Spirit, on that reverse Ten of Cups? I kind of just feel like that's the thing. Yeah, I think you've got the Sun here. I really do think that maybe, and this is going to be very specific, if you all are people who are engaging in sperm and egg interactions, I think that they're wondering, wow, you know, am I a person that they could start a family with even? Like, am I heading into a different age where starting a family feels like it's just not an option for me? Or not that it's not an option, but they're wondering about that. Like, would you want to start a family with them? And if some of you are in the masculine presentation and this is an older woman, there may be some issue with this person who's an older woman or embodied femme, wondering if they could even get pregnant or, you know, have children. So I don't get that they're super old like that, but there's just like questions. Maybe they're in their mid-30s, and I don't get that it's really a problem. But there's some thoughts about that. Like, are they too old to start a family with you? Would they end up leaving you with a kid, you know, because they, you know, die or something? I mean, you know, I don't want to start morbid like that, but I think that those are like legitimate thoughts that they have, like you both being in different stages of life. But I get that there's a deep commitment for you, a deep love there. That's the energy I feel. Look at that, Ace of Wands. They have a deep, burning attraction for you, group number one. I was waiting for that to come through. They desire you. They have some deep attraction, like they're on fire, group number one. When they think of you, when they're around you, like maybe that's why this whole like, you know, pregnancy, you know, they were kind of like, wow, I just want to have kids with this person. I want to do with this person, you know, like they're just kind of like, they're on fire with you. Like they have a deep attraction towards you. But they want to make sure that they honor your life trajectory, where you're going, what your ancestors want for you. This is a person too who doesn't put their own desires ahead of what your purpose and your mission is, group number one. I really like that. Like they know that you have your own life to live, and they want to know, do I fit in this life? And they also want to make sure that they have your ancestral approval as well, group number one. At the bottom of the deck, you have Page of Wands. They are going to end up telling you that they are attracted to you, group number one. There's with this kind of fire that's happening, group number one, they're going to end up telling you that they're very attracted to you, very much wanting to be in your energy. And there is this sense that whatever happens, you all are not moving away from each other. You know, like this is, no one's going anywhere. There's definitely a sense of like, maybe around the time of this relationship, maybe you're thinking of moving, or maybe you're thinking about doing something, and this relationship's going to keep you here. Like it's going to keep, because this relationship helps you get past the frustrations. This is specific for some of you, but it helps you get past the frustrations that maybe you're experiencing in your environment and you're thinking about leaving. This relationship helps you to stay and ground and get the support that you need. You've got the Devil here. This is at the bottom of the deck, so it's just probabilities. But this person is, you know, they think about you often. They feel very connected to you. I wouldn't say they're super obsessed, but I think that they definitely have you on their mind, and they want to do whatever they can to support you. This is new for both of you. We've got the Fool here. It's a new terrain. It's new. It's like new journey for both of you. And I get the sense that they just want you to be very happy, group number one. Very happy. So let's go to Spirit's last message for you both. Present. It says you live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy and love in your current circumstances. So Spirit is telling you, group number one, to stay very present in this relationship, not too much in the past, you know, worrying about past relationships and how they were, and not too much in the future with your partner, not too much in the future too, about like, how's this all going to turn out because we're different ages. Spirit wants you both to remain present with each other. Be in the present moment and you'll get much more benefits of that love. Now here's the secret card. I'm not going to do a lot of interpretation because this is for you. This is an image for you to take back, group number one, and do your own intuitive work around. Maybe carry this image. You can do a snapshot of it. I'll stand still for a minute and take it into your dream work. The cave, group number one. So you could take a little screenshot, the cave. Very much giving me that hermit energy again. But that's a secret message for you from Spirit. So group number one, this is where I'm going to leave you for this reading. I hope that it resonates. I hope that it was helpful for you. If it was, please comment below. Please like the video. Please subscribe to this channel and click the bell if this is something that you're interested in doing in terms of staying connected with me and my readings. Feel free to check out other groups in this reading, and I hope that you have a very good rest of your day. Take care, group number one. Hello, group number two. How are you? Thank you for joining me in this pick a card on your next relationship. I want to just remind you that I read across genders, across sexuality. So if you need to transpose things as you're listening, if something sounds more like you and not your future partner, then switch those roles in the cards. But we'll do my best to just be inclusive of everyone because love is for everyone. Also, this is a general reading, so maybe not everything in this pile will resonate. If nothing seems to resonate in this pile, please choose another pile or choose another reading altogether. It's just like we're reading for multiple people at one time, so some things might be more specific for others and for some not so much. So honor your own energy and what it is that you wish to receive. If you haven't done so yet, please like the video, and if you like it, and subscribe and click that bell if you want to stay in contact with me and get notified of my future readings. So thank you. So group number two, you chose Gnosis or Gnosis. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the enunciation. And so Gnosis is really about your path, right? Your spiritual path, your path to knowing, to spiritual knowing. And group number two, this person is an alchemist. That's what I'm hearing right away. That this person loves the mysteries, the occult. They're going to be a person who might be into astrology. They might be into sacred geometry. I'm kind of getting from my guides, they might be a person that does plant ceremonies, you know, to boost their inner knowing. This is a person who's interested also in the science of the mind, the science of spirit. So you may find that this person is really engaged with thoughts around how is it that how does the human being relate to the mysterious? So this could be like a professor, a researcher, a scientist who also is very fascinated by the realms of spirit, like a quantum physicist or something. They don't have to be all that, but they're very, very interested in this realm of study. It's something that I kind of get here, group number 2, that in this person's experience with spirit, maybe even with plant medicine journeys or spiritual retreats or spiritual practices, has provided them with a lot of liberation. You see that bird? It's really freed their mind. So I'm kind of getting here, group number 2, that this might have been a person who was really steeped in the rational for a long part of their life. Not that they're super old, but just maybe they grew up thinking that the rational was all that there is. And group number 2, there's some experience that they had. It's no mistake that you see kind of like rainbow colors here. In the spirit realm, there's something called the rainbow bridge. It's like bridging the 3D to other realities, like bridging what you think is rational, logical thought with the mysteries of life. So there's some way in which they are, I'm hearing from spirit right now, riding the rainbow bridge. They're riding that rainbow bridge. They're breaking through parts of their reality that were steeped in some kind of real control and structure, and they're just like flying free from that. Like their world is expanding. So I don't know where you fit in this group number 2. Maybe you're equally as fascinated by such explorations, but this is where that person is. They're very much questioning everything, doing a lot of deep inquiry. And I kind of get like spirit saying, you love their mind. You love their mind, group number 2. You love where they go. You love how they unlimit themselves, like everything. And maybe that's what you both find in common, is that you both are just like, you dive into a subject and you both just, you know, like that movie Interception, like Interception, like you're just kind of like, you both can take journeys like that and wake up and be like, okay, remember in that movie Interception, I think I'm forgetting the actor that was in it, but they had this a jack piece, like a, you know, that old game that children would play with the ball and jacks. They had a little jack piece, or maybe it was a top or something, that would help them ground in reality when they were taking all these deep explorations. I don't know why that movie's coming up for me. Maybe that's a movie that you both like, or maybe that's a movie that this person likes and you both are going to kind of talk about it. You're going to have very deep and very interesting conversations, group number 2. I'm letting you know that right away. Now, we have some oracle cards here. Here's how I'm doing it. There's a secret message that will only be for you, group number 2. So I'm not going to do a lot of interpretation around it. I'm just going to show it to you at the end of the reading. And then there's Spirit's final message for you, or affirmation for you, group number 2, and that will go at the end of the reading. So let's get into the tarot cards. The oracle cards. I picked these, but I did not look at them, so I'm going to be experiencing them the same time you are, and then we'll get into a tarot reading. Oh, but you know what, before we do that, let's find out who this person is, like on a character kind of level. Who is this person? Oh, there we go. So interesting. So we have the she-wolf, group number 2. Unleash the wild within. So again, my readings are across gender and culture. I said culture, so it might be that too, but across genders and sexuality. So group number 2, this person embodies the wild of the divine feminine. Like this is a person, and that pretty much goes with what we've been talking about. This is a person who expands their mind, that doesn't want to be locked down and bogged down with the rational, with the structure, with the control. This is a person that literally they get their insights from the cosmos, from the moon. There is a little, this is interesting, I never noticed this on this card, group number 2, but there's a little kind of like ancient marking here, like prehistoric marking. It even reminded me of a Vadun Veve, is that the name of it? There's something here like a mapping of, there's an ancient mapping of their, I'm trying to get what Spirit is trying to describe this as. It's almost as if they are connected to a purpose that's already been planned out. I'm trying to get the right wording. Sometimes I need to listen closely to what Spirit is saying here. They're saying that this person, and it could be your relationship too, there's something very specific that's going to happen that has to do with as a catalyst of world events. I know that sounds huge, right? Group number 2, but there's something here. Something about your relationship is very fated. It's already been written out. That's what I'm hearing. Like it's already been planned. Like for you all to be in relationship with each other, group number 2, it's already part of a larger plan. I guess that's what they're giving me. This person could be indigenous, from an indigenous culture. They could be from a North American indigenous culture, but I'm also getting that they could be from an Eastern European indigenous culture, like Siberian. I don't know why that's coming up. It's very specific. They could have Siberian heritage, or somewhere where Russia and Asia kind of, I'm seeing some kind of heritage there where there's shamanic practices. I'm also getting this person could be part of the Sami, could have Sami heritage, which is the indigenous people of Europe. So this person has some kind of indigenous blood that extends even beyond the Americas. Like they could be from indigenous groups from other parts of the world. Kind of like what it's giving me is indigenous groups that are maybe could be seen as white, but they have shamanic indigenous practices that are very ancient. That's why I'm seeing that symbol now. It feels like it's part of the Sami, like what I've seen in terms of the Sami having an upper world, middle world, and lower world as part of their shamanic cosmology. I don't know a lot about the Sami, but just kind of like they could have that heritage, or they're getting in touch with who they are at that level. This person is unleashing who they are. Who they are has transformed so much that they even appear different to other people, that other people don't even like recognize them because of the way that they've kind of just transformed and transmuted. Group number 2 has been phenomenal. I'm kind of getting, this might be for specifically for some of you, but I kind of get that you might have even known this person in the past. I don't get maybe romantically, but I think that you knew this person in the past, their old self. So when you come in contact with this person, they are now in this she-wolf energy. Like they are now in this energy of like, poof, like their mind has been blown open. Their spirit has been blown open. They are, they're in touch with the earth now. They're in touch with the spiritual energies of the cosmos. Like this is a person that's gone through a huge spiritual transformation. Group number 2. Let's go to the oracle cards, group number 2. So interesting. So this is the archetype cards. I love that. I love when the companion card comes out, group number 2. So this person is a loyal companion, will be a loyal companion to you. They're selfless, like they have loyalty and tenacity. I'm kind of getting right here, if you are part of the rainbow community, LGBTQIA, this could be two femmes coming together, two feminine energies. It doesn't have to be, but this is specific. It could be that this is your feminine divine counterpart. The reason I say that is this femme fatale also comes up, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So here it is. And if you are a divine masculine looking for a feminine, this is your person too. And vice versa, if you're reading this and you're like, this so much sounds like me, it could be you. And that you've got to know that this might be you, and that in some way, I feel like when this happens in my readings and my pick-a-cards, this could be your divine counterpart watching this pile for you, and you're needing to check out another pile for them. I know that's weird, but I've seen it work that way. So group number 2, the femme fatale and a companion. This is definitely a companion for you. But they're also seen as someone who's really wild in their energy, maybe really erotic, someone who their sexual energy is very powerful. And as a result of doing the work that they're doing, they're just gotten so in touch with who they are at the sexual level. I want to say more, and I want to get these cycle cards out. Okay, so you got the willow tree, and you've got the Mexican sunflower. Let me put all of these cards out so that we can just, oh, and then you have yes. And you have dance, group number 2. Interesting. And then for the romance cards, you got 3 of these. Stay optimistic about your love life. Reconciliation. See, for some of you, I think this is about someone that you've known in the past. And passion. Okay. So the Mexican sunflower and the willow tree. So the willow tree is about making space for your emotional experiences. This is a person, group number 2, who's really going to encourage you to rewild yourself. That's the term I'm hearing. Rewild yourself. I think that maybe I'm not getting from you, group number 2, that you're very stuffy or in control. But if you are, they're going to encourage you to unleash that way. But I'm kind of getting, even for you, you might have been closed off from certain emotions. And this person is going to say, hey, you know, let's do this. Let's dance. Let's take an adventure together. You're going to find yourself saying yes very often to this person, group number 2. This is a person that's going to bring you on a wild ride, group number 2. They're going to, it's like giving me Thelma and Louise energy. I swear to you. Oh my God. So some of you might be lesbians, but if you're not, this is a person who is going to be like, we need to go see this show. These are some of my favorite musicians. This is like my favorite place to dance. They want to dance under the moon. They're very much in they're so embodied, group number 2. And this Mexican sunflower too, it's the way that they've transformed. It sends life into everything. Their energy is so contagious, group number 2. You're gonna find yourself if this is like a male embodied person, you're going to find yourself group number 2, and you're a divine feminine or femme, you're going to find yourself with this person embodying that feminine fatale. Like, they encourage that in you. They love your wild self. They want to see that. This is a person, I'm kind of just hearing this is a person who likes to have sex in a lot of places that you ordinarily wouldn't be having sex. Well, we're gonna say this: they like to have sex outside of the bedroom in a lot of different settings. So just heard that, group number 2. Yes, they have there's something about this person that keeps you optimistic. It keeps you in growth. It keeps you unfolding like a rose. You're just unfolding and unfolding with this person. It almost feels really like you're on this great adventure with this person. And you start to think very positively about life again, because this person is helping you to open up and say, there's so much more to life than bills and paying our student loans and going to work. Like, this person is going to just blow open your reality. And this reconciliation card is here, and it's making me feel like, for some of you, maybe you were romantically involved with this person, but I'm kind of getting with this reconciliation card, group number 2, that it was more about you knew this person in the past. Like, before they rewilded themselves, you knew them. Maybe you were even attracted to them, but there was something so controlled about them, something that felt so boring, something that felt so predictable. And so when you see them now, group number 2, you're going to be like, oh my God, like, this is what I was really hoping years ago they would be. Right, group number 2, like, years ago you were like, only if they were different, because they're so attractive to me. But there's something about their energy that feels so contained and so like, and I think now when you get to know them, there's all this passion. They're finally the person that you imagine they were. Maybe group number 2, at an unconscious level, you really saw who they were, and they just had to realize it for themselves. They may even share that with you, group number 2. Like, in the past, they were this way, because I have a feeling this person knows about who they were, who they used to be. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I know that you tried to date me back then, and I was such a mess because I was so in my head. And they're just like, but now I feel like I'm a better person for you. I'm kind of like hearing them talking to you, group number 2. They're just like, I'm a different person now. I'm really in love with life, and I'm in love with you. That's what I'm hearing. Wow. Okay, let's get to the tarot cards, because I'm really loving how this person changed for the better. Not in a way of just for you, but they changed, group number 2, in the sense of like, they thrive in life now. They're happy about life now. Maybe in the past they were, look at this. In the past, they might have been very combative. They had a lot of struggles around drama in their relationships. They were always trying to figure out how to defend and protect themselves. There was something about this person that they're just so night and day right now. And it's kind of interesting, group number 2, because I think that you're seeing, you want some of the medicine they have. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. They're like, oh, you want that same medicine. Like, let me take what they had. Yeah, look at that, group number 2, Page of Cups. You're like, give me a cup of what you had. Give me a cup of what you had that opened you up. That and look at like the person's expression. Oh my God, this is so funny. I don't know if you all can see it. It's like this person's looking like, let me take a cup of that. And you see how there is there, see, it's supposed to be a fish in a cup, but they're just like, give me a cup of what you had. That's what you're going to be saying, group number 2. You're going to be like, how did you change and transform like this? You're just in awe of this person, but they also are the King of Wands to you. You're so the passion in this relationship is not just their passion for life, group number 2. It's their passion for you. They are a person, if this is a male embodied person or a person with male parts, they're well endowed. If you needed to hear that, group number 2. If that's, and also they're the way that they connect with spirit too is very powerful. Some of them might be part, this is very specific, part of a traditional, I was getting this earlier, they may be part of a traditional African religion, like they practice Yoruba or they practice Vodun. This is very specific for some people, but I kind of got that earlier with that Bebe. So if they are in the masculine energy, they are so highly connected to the divine feminine sensuality and sexuality. Like they take that inside of them and they use it in a very particular way with their masculinity that it comes off as like pure wholeness, group number 2. Pure, like you've never seen a divine masculine embody their sensuality that's around the feminine in such a way. Like this person has kind of like advanced knowledge on how to do that. This could be, and again, this is very specific for those people who know about traditional African religion. This could be someone who's male embodied, but the person who's over their head, not the person, the energy, that the deity that's over their head could be Oshun. The deity that has their head could be Yemaya. You know, like they're male embodied, but or divine masculine embodied, but the deity that rides their head is the divine feminine. Oya. But I'm really getting like Oshun. They could just be like a male devotee of Oshun. What else, Spirit? Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. Thank you for... I think this relationship, oh my gosh. Sexually, you all, like, look at this. You got Ace of Wands. Like, this person there is a lot of passion in your relationship. Like, that extends into the bedroom with you all and outside the bedroom, like I said. They're very much on fire. In this relationship, both of you are very much on fire with each other. Like, it's highly passionate. They see you as a Queen of Pentacles, group number 2. They see you as someone who's and Pentacles could also mean material, right? But it also just means your energy. They see you as someone who's so abundant with their energy, who can just like really, they see you as a potent person. And so I really get that maybe you all will get into Tantra. Like there's ways in which you all use your sacred sexuality to manifest, group number 2. You got 10 of Pentacles in reverse here, group number 2. This may be a relationship that is not your final relationship. It may be a relationship where you have a lot of growth that happens, that brings you to a 9 of Pentacle moment, but not necessarily a 10 of Pentacle moment. There may be other things later that you have to learn outside of this relationship while you keep it, or the relationship later may have a particular growth period, and then you're on to the next thing. Don't let that scare you, group number 2. Like this reading is about your next love relationship. It doesn't mean your permanent partner. It means like this is your next significant relationship. And sometimes significant relationships are there for us to grow in a particular area. It could be around your sexuality, group number 2, like you really needed to be unlocked in that way. And this person comes along and provides that for you. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, even the World card is in reverse. So it's not the final relationship for you, group number 2. And don't get discouraged by that. It's a very potent and powerful relationship for you, but it's not the end. So let's go to Spirit's Final message for you, group number 2. Integrity. You demonstrate the truth and the honesty of your soul and manifest love with every action. Tolerance. You appreciate other points of views because you sense the love in everyone. So group number 2, I think that these are going to be the pinnacles of your relationship. Integrity, intolerance. Like, I think integrity, because this relationship is very sexual. So it makes me think that there's a way in which both of you are going to have to talk about feeling safe in the things that you both are exploring sexually and intimately. And so there's a lot of integrity that has to go there, like a lot of talking about, you know, how things are going in your relationship. And you know, there's a way in which this person is going to be very, communicates with your feelings and thoughts in mind. Maybe this is a person who's not monogamous. This is just for a couple of you. This person may practice polyandry, I'm hearing that, or might be poly in their orientation. Not so much around the multiple marriages, but just multiple sexual partners. So, and that's fine. That's an orientation that some people have. Some people are not monogamous. Some people prefer multiple partners and can love multiple people. I'm not saying, group number 2, that this is that person. For a small group of you, it might be that this person has experimented with this. It might be part of the ways that they want to explore things, because they are so into rewilding themselves. That may come up in your relationship. I'm hearing for some of you, it may be the thing that kind of poses a deal breaker for some of you later. This is just not saying a definite here, group number 2. I'm saying for some of you, if it resonates, it may work out that way. And the tolerance is where it comes in, like having tolerance even within yourself to open up and expand beyond the boundaries that you even grew up with or thought that you had, group number 2. This relationship is going to open you up to new possibilities, group number 2. Now, lastly, here is a secret message from Spirit that you'll interpret on your own. What I suggest is taking a screenshot. I'll hold still for a moment of this card and doing your own investigation with it, or journaling, or bringing it into your dream life and seeing what information it has for you, group number 2. The Forest. And you could take a screenshot if you desire. So group number 2, this is where I'm going to leave you. I think that this is a groundbreaking relationship for you. And if you want to claim the energy of this reading, please put a comment below, like put a little multiple colored hearts down there to let me know, like, oh, I'm about to ready to experiment this way. And some of you, this is just low-key what Spirit's telling me. Some of you may find that you're experimenting outside of your usual sexuality. Like maybe some of you have always been heterosexual, and maybe you're going to decide this is a relationship that you want to have with another person of the same sex. Again, there's so much variety in this group number 2. There's so much variety that I'm getting, and this is a general reading, but for some of you, this may be your first experience with a same-sex partner, which may open up things for you. And again, I don't get a sense that this is your last significant relationship, but it is most definitely a significant relationship that will impact the rest of your life, group number 2. So like the video if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you want to stay in touch and be a part of my other readings. Click that bell to get notified, and I really appreciate you. Take care. Peace. Hello, group number 3. How are you? Thank you for joining me for this pick a card. If you haven't already and you resonate with my style of reading, please subscribe to the channel, click that bell so that you get notified of other readings that I have coming up. And also, if you like this video, if you like this reading at the end, please like the like the reading by pressing that thumbs up and maybe even commenting below if this resonates for you. Here's what I want to say. These readings are across gender, across sexuality. So I mostly keep everything pretty neutral and inclusive. There may be times where I point to the divine feminine or masculine because it's showing up, but those are energies within people. So please do what you need to do to transpose the energies. Sometimes, and this happened in one of the groups, it feels like I'm reading you. And if I am, this could mean that maybe the person who's potentially your next new love relationship is also seeking out readings to know the same thing. And you may find your exploration of them in another group. So hopefully that makes sense. So group number 3, let's get started. You picked the shapeshifter. Very interesting. I get a sense, group number 3, that this person, the shape shifting is about their unique ability to mirror other people. And in the mirroring of other people, maybe even in the mirroring of yourself, group number 3, there's a way in which they just deeply connect with others because they move out of preconceived notions out the way, group number 3. They move judgments out the way. Like, this is a person, Spirit's telling me they're not very judgmental. They're very open-minded. There's a way in which there's an eye here, and I don't know if you can see it. There's an eye here that they have an all-knowing eye. I saw this earlier as a symbol today, just in my own work. The eye of Horus, or the eye of Heru. This person, their third eye is very active. They could be psychic or they can be clairvoyant, meaning they see information about others. This could be someone who works with people a lot. If they're a salesperson, they're very, very successful at selling. Whatever they're selling, they're very successful at it. This is a person who can really tap into a person's needs and desires. They can shapeshift in that way so that they can get to know people at a faster level, and there's some insight they have. In terms of your relationship, maybe that comes up, and I'm only saying for a couple of you, you might be concerned about that. Are you getting the real person? But I think you are. Their mirroring is not meant to be something that is manipulative or deceptive, group number 3. It's actually just a power they have of meeting people in proximity to who they really are. It's done with compassion. It's done with a goal to connect. I get very much that this person might have Gemini really prominent in their birth chart, but it doesn't have to be, but it could be. This is a person who's learned this technique of like meeting everyone on the same playing field, regardless of their own status. This is a person who, like, when you go out to the restaurant, if you go to a diner, they're talking to the waitress or the waiter. They are connect with, if they have a doorman at their apartment building, they connect with that person. They're very close to that person. They have a number of relationships that are very close to the people who support them in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, they're very close to the people that work for them. This is a community-minded person, but they're also very much, I get a sense that they have people around them that they don't even have to have relationships with. Like, you know, maybe the person at the coffee shop that they get the coffee every morning. Like, this person knows people and knows their name and knows what's, you know, at a certain level, knows what's happening in their lives and really likes to know that, you know, like they're very much see value in all people across all experiences. And I think that's something that you really like about them, group number 3. They're very modest. They're very humble. This is a humble person, group number 3. And genuine, you know what I mean? Not fake humility, but they're very genuine. Let's see what character they're embodying. Group number 3. What's their character of this love? Ah, the lady. This is like Empress energy. Group number 3. And again, I want to say, like, genders, this is across genders. Empress energy is about someone who's very abundant, very connected to the earth, very connected to their prosperity. Things grow around them. Like, and I think it's because they pay attention to growth. They pay attention to people in their environment, things in their environment. This is a person that's very close to the earth. In a sense of, like, they could have earth energy like in their chart, but they're also a person that invest in their environment. Like I said before, they make it a point to know everybody in their neighborhood or who they come in contact with daily. They might even like donate their money to certain causes that impact their community and their neighborhood. This is also a person who supports. Fruit to me means legacy. Like, they want to leave a legacy in their life. They want to make sure that they don't just work, come home, eat, drink, whatever, and, you know, start that process all over again and eventually die. Like, that wouldn't be life for them. They want to create a legacy. Like, this is a person who would create scholarship funds. This is a person who would go and do some community work for the betterment of their community. This is a person, you see how this lady is really kind of just very casual, very humble. Some Empress cards, you know, she's like really lavish. This person's very simple. They're holding open an apple, and you see that like star that's in the middle of the apple. There's like magic there too. Like, the magic of them shape shifting and into what people need from them and for them. It's not so much that they're a people pleaser. This is more about they are very present and aware of how to be in connection with people, group number 3. So let's go to the oracle cards. I picked these out earlier. I'm seeing them for the first time, so I didn't take a look at them. This is going to be Spirit's last message for you regarding the relationship. And then I also did a secret card. So this is a card that I'm going to show you at the very end of the reading that's for your interpretation. And so that will be revealed to you at the end. So let's get into the archetypes of this person, group number 3. Rescuer. It says, provide strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. See? Oh my goodness, group number 3. This is such a beautiful person. They are always there to help people. Like, I'm kind of getting a sense, and this might be very specific, like if somebody's house caught on fire, they would be like the first person there with blankets and coffee and making sure that the people have resources and that they're okay. Like, they would get out of bed to make sure that their neighbors are okay. I think they're a person that their neighbors rely on. Like, you know, they're always, you see here, they're always throwing a life jacket, life support to people. And in your relationship, it's gonna feel that way too. Like, they're always there for you. They're the person that, listen, you get locked out of your house and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, they're like, oh, no problem. They're out of their bed. They're coming over to help you. They want you to be safe and secure. This is a person that's going to be like, call me when you get home. I want to make sure you're okay. And this is that person. They're so emotionally available. I think in the past, that might have been codependency for them, but they've grown so much that it's a healthy way that they are still able to be available to people while setting, I'm hearing, setting some boundaries. Oh, you've got 3 archetype cards here. Ooh, scribe. So preserving knowledge and information. This could very much be about the work that they do or the creative parts of their lives. They're very much like, could be a writer. They could do some kind of writing as part of their career and their job. I get a sense that they might even journal, like it's just part of their life to like take care of themselves. They do a lot of journaling, but I do get that they may have some kind of, they're either a writer or aspirations to be a writer, group number 3. Ooh, goddess, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. This is a person very similar to group number 2. So again, we're crossing over genders, we're crossing over sexuality. This is a person, if they're male embodied or masculine embodied, they are very in tune with their divine feminine. And this could very well be a divine feminine for some of you. Like this could be someone in their divine feminine energy and embodied in a femme body. So, you know, whatever it is that you need to transpose, but this person is very in touch with their feminine energy, being connected to nature, life force, sensuality. This is a person who's very sensual. Like, I think that's the thing that really connects you both at first. Like you see how they move and how this figure is in communion with its environment. It's like, that's how they are. When you see them, it's something about, I'm getting here from spirit, like you love the way they move. You love the way they sit. You love the way they walk. Like there's something about how they are so connected sensually to their environment. I get that some of you might even watch them while they sleep. That's specific. But hey, you know, like spirit is saying you're really taken with them that way. Like you love how they show up in life, group number 3. You've got the bear here. Look at that. Like we just talked about, you might watch them sleeping, and look at that, group number 3. It's kind of like this being is watching the bear sleep, like kind of just hugging the bear. And that bear is so connected to the earth, right? So in their environment. I get a sense, group number 3, that in this relationship, you're very protective of this person's energy and their generosity. Like you look out for them, even though they don't need looking out for. You comfort them. You make sure that they're safe. There's something in their gentle energy that you want to protect, group number 3. Because you see they can easily be taken advantage of, but it's kind of weird. Like I'm hearing from spirit that even though they give a lot, they really, people find it very hard to get over on this person. I think it's like the way that they show up so like morally and out of compassion that people would find it very difficult in their own being to be dishonest with this person. That's just what I heard. Yeah, we have the fox here. Like, I think people would find it so difficult to not be authentic with this person. This person shows up in such a way that it's interesting. It's like they understand the ways of the world and of human beings, but they still choose to walk authentically, group number 3. They still decide that they are going to be who they are and walk in the world, but they have an inner knowing. They have a sense about them that they're not willy-nilly, you know, about who they help and what they decide to do. You know, like you're not going to have to drag them you know, from doing things that overextend themselves. I get a sense they have a good grounded approach to how they do things and how they show up for people, but you will help them with boundaries. That's what I'm getting, group number 3. You're going to help them with boundary making even more in this relationship. And it's in a loving way, right? It's not in a judgmental way. It's not in a way of like, hey, you need more boundaries, or I don't want you doing all these things for people and not for me. It's not that kind of conversation. I think you're just so nurturing and protective of their energy. This is a good person, and you will not want to see them be harmed or hurt. Align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you really are? The crumbling, that's like the tower. And no. Very interesting. And then you have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? The crumbling. And then no, postpone, say no. Here's what I'm getting, group number 3. This person, it wasn't always that they thought they did well with shape-shifting. It wasn't always that they did really well. Like I said before, I think some of this person had to learn about codependency, people pleasing. You know, there was a way in which that was toxic for them, and it didn't align with who they were. But fundamentally, underneath it all, they have a giving nature. Like, they know they didn't want to close their heart to giving, but they had to rework some things. I think that they went through an experience that really presented a tower moment for them, but not in a way that they were harmed. It was kind of like that tower moment. I love this particular tower card because what it does is that behind the breaking open of these gates, the breaking open of something that felt toxic for them, underneath there was so much growth, there's so much beauty, there's paths ahead to a beautiful, expansive life. And so the tower moment they experienced was about realigning to those things that felt important to them, group number 3. And in the end, I think that they decided to really wait for you, group number 3. That's what I get this no is about. They decided that they weren't going to keep jumping into relationships, trying to figure out if the person's aligned with them, going through tower moments and experience, you know, I mean, relationships, they just experience more growth. That's kind of like how this person sees it too. They're like, oh, okay, that relationship didn't work out, but I learned so much from it. You know, like they're kind of like that. But there was a point where they just decided, you know, I'm not going to keep pursuing a lot of people. I'm going to wait for the right person. I'm going to postpone this like dating cycle and really wait for the right person. And in that, group number 3, here comes you. You're worth waiting for. I think you're going to hear this person talk to you about some of their past relationships and follies, not in a detailed way, but in a way of saying they just decided to wait for you. They just decided that they were going to wait for the person that really saw them and their talents and their love of not only themselves but others, who didn't see that as a pathology. I got a sense that their past relationships, people really judged them for being so available to others. I think in their past relationships, they might have been with someone who was really jealous of their ability to give to people. And you don't show up like that. This relationship doesn't show up like that for them, group number 3. It shows up so supportive, so authentic. And you know, maybe this is what Spirit's trying to share with you too, group number 3, is that this is what they're looking for. And in you, I think they will find it. Someone who doesn't mind that they love to give, their generous nature. We haven't even gotten to the tarot cards. But there is something there, right? Group number 3. You really support their loving nature. You don't see love and kindness and compassion as a weakness. There's Queen of Wands in reverse. There's 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. What else, Spirit? I have a feeling because we were talking about that past relationship they were in. Yeah. 7 of Wands in reverse, though. Let me get a couple of more cards. I see what's happening, though. Yeah. 8 of Swords. They want to share this story with you, but look, 10 of Wands. Let me get one more card. Ooh, I said one more card, but there's quite a few. Okay, we'll take them. King of Cups in reverse. 4 of Wands. And 3 of Wands in reverse. This is a little bit of their past life story before they met you, group number 3. I really think that they were involved with someone who had upside down Queen of Wands energy. Like they were very jealous. They kind of used their sexuality to kind of control them. This was a person who just really didn't get them at the fundamental level. And it's interesting because I think it was someone that they, let me look at all these cards. It was someone that maybe they worked with. It might have been someone who was in their life for a while. Maybe they considered partnering with this person, but it just didn't work out. They were tired of feeling like they had to defend who they were. It kind of sent them into a place of questioning who they were and why they were doing what they were doing. I think this person gaslit them a lot, tried to manipulate them into thinking, oh, you just want to people please. And this person's like, I don't think that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm really trying to help people. I'm really trying to be generous because I see people are suffering. And it caused a burden for them. Like, it really did. Like, but I think at the end, they kind of came out of it like feeling more realistic. Like, they knew that they had to clean up their life, like get this toxic situation out of their life, group number 3. And I think they had to pull back on what they were offering this person, because this person was just really consumed with them only getting the energy of your future person. Like, they kind of were like very selfish. They're just like, you don't give me enough love. You're always paying attention to other people. You this, you that. It was a lot of drama. And I think in the end, like, this person even wanted to force them to kind of deepen the relationship, maybe consider getting engaged. And there was just like this point where this person's like, this is not what I want. This is not even remotely what I'm envisioning for myself. So I think that came up because group number 3, you're going to hear about a past relationship they had that was pretty toxic, that didn't work out, that really sent them into the mode of like, let me just pull back and really wait to meet the right person who aligns with me. And I think that's what they did. And you came along, group number 3, because that other relationship was total misalignment. Even though they knew they learned something from that about like giving too much to the wrong person, especially to people who aren't emotionally intelligent, they had to learn that. So in you, I get a sense, group number 3, they're going to see that you're emotionally intelligent, that you're ready, that you can communicate your feelings. Like this relationship for them is totally different, group number 3. So here's Spirit's final message for you all. Friendliness. You're able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. We can't lie, group number 3. This is this person. They're so warm. They're so loving and kind. And the way that that extends to complete strangers is phenomenal. Like they're going to teach you so much about loving compassion. If there was an energy that I said they embody perfectly, it's like Kuan Yin. You know, they're just a loving, kind person. And I think the more that you are able to embrace that within them, not as a problem, not as a judgment, but as something that's truly a pinnacle of who they are, you're going to have a very successful relationship with them. Now, here is the secret card that Spirit is going to give to you, and some people might take a screenshot. So when I turn it over, I'll hold it still for a little bit. You could take a screenshot, you can journal with it, you could invite it into your dreams, or you could just meaning make with it, but I'm not going to make an interpretation. Oh goodness, look at that. Group number 3, the heart. I'm going to hold it there if you want to do a screenshot. The heart. Amazing, group number 3. So this is what I have for you, group number 3. It sounds like a beautiful relationship with a very beautiful soul. Oh my goodness, this person has a beautiful, kind, compassionate soul. I really think it's probably the most beautiful and most powerful thing, and totally something that you deserve, group number 3. So yeah, if you resonate with this, please like the video or claim the energy of it by commenting below. And yeah, I hope that we stay connected. Take care, group number 3.